Greetings from Maheepathi Talks. Welcome to Maheepathi Talks regular talk series related to the intellectual talks. Every day we are bringing intellectuals to speak about their experience and expertise so that people will know, learn, unlearn and relearn and make their life very successful and happier. Today our guest is Dr. Vaddepalli Lakshmi, who is a passionate educator and researcher serving as assistant professor at Anurag University in the Department of English. She has done her research, her PhD in English language teaching, and she has been pivotal in making things happen in teaching and learning. She has two degrees, dual degrees, MA in ELT and MA in English, and she has varied knowledge. Like she has done her BSc in computer science, and also she is having a strong interdisciplinary approach to language pedagogy. And Dr. Lakshmi is a key member of the English faculty at various reputed organizations wherever she worked. She developed curriculum, she coordinated in magazine development. She was also very good at conducting very good workshops, effective workshops and student leaderships, and integrates ICT tools into language instructions. She's an active scholar. She has published many national and international journals. And Dr. Lakshmi brings a blend of academic rigor, technological expertise, and student-centered innovation to the engineering classroom. And she's going to talk about the interesting topic, that is classrooms to corporate, how the people should be able to be successful in their career. And I request all the students to subscribe and like the channel and listen to ma'am till the end. If you have any queries, please feel free to post the questions in the chat box. I now invite Dr. Vaddepalli Lakshmi to talk on the topic classroom to corporate. Please do the honors, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for inviting me for this talk, Maheepathi sir. I'm glad that I'm here today. Thank you very much for the team who are working with you also, because with their cooperation we are doing it. A very good evening to one and all. Today I'm going to talk about classroom to career. It's like I wanted to talk about here, focusing on how communication skills are important to build an undergraduate's future, especially at workplace. To start my talk, I would like to share my screen with you all. So, sir, with your permission, can
Please
I?
go ahead, ma'am.
Is my screen visible, sir?
Yeah. Could you go for the slide mode, madam?
Yes,
Presentation mode.
yes, yes, yes. Sir, is it
Yes,
okay?
ma'am.
Yeah. So the reason to choose this particular topic, classroom to career, why communication skills are playing a major role. Here, if we want to talk about, because technical mastery alone no longer gives success to the undergraduates in today's interdisciplinary global workplace. As we are all working at a global workplace, we are not constrained to a particular state or a particular country. In 21st century, we are working at global environment where undergraduates must translate their complex analysis into clear proposals for non-technical stakeholders. So this is here the communication skills plays a major role. So whatever is it, whether you consider it as a funding for a prototype, you wanted to talk about your project, or at times you wanted to coordinate with the cross-functional teams, or you wanted to present your ideas at an international conferences or national conferences. Here, the communication is the only key where you can use it as use it in your education, and you can use it to collaborate effectively to lead innovation in your projects, or to talk about innovation in your projects, or to let your projects to be explored to the world and let the world to know what you are, and to adapt rapidly evolving rules. So, in a short, I wanted to tell you is that this particular topic bridges the gap between what you learn in your lectures at your classroom and what the real world needs, what kind of skills the real world needs, and how you need to influence the world, influence, inspire, or how you're going to take your step to build a great employee of your organization. So, we're going to talk about understanding why communication matters. First, we are going to talk about on these things why communication matters. Then, we will look at how it shows up in an undergraduate's day to day work. Then, we will talk about the core skills like verbal, non-verbal, listening, and writing skills. Before discussing the gap between classroom learning and career expectations, we will pause to address some common barriers also, which can shape the strategies to develop your skills. Here, whenever we want to talk about importance of communication skills, effective communication is a cornerstone of every undergraduate journey because it transforms your ideas into in a proper way, and it gives a great impact. If you are explaining, as I earlier said, explaining a concept to collaborate on a group project or pitching yourself into a capstone or a potential sponsor, or your clear and confident expressions, especially maybe verbal or non-verbal, ensures your work is understood and it should be valued. Strong communication skills also builds the relationships with your peers, with your future employees, with your the teammates or with your colleagues, which would help the network, which would helping you to network and access the opportunities. Moreover, practicing this concise writing and active listening sharpens your critical thinking, problem solving skills, making you a more adaptable employee in the world. In a short, I can talk about or I can tell you that mastering communication now lays the foundation for academic success and drives a professional career. So, whenever we talk about, as I already said, why communication skills matters here. Here, if you can see, 85% of the job success, because whatever we are learning in the classroom, ultimate our goal is to work for an organization or else establish an organization. So in that process, 85% of the job success comes from soft skills, whatever you use. This has been proved, or this has been given by Carnegie Foundation in one of its research. And it also because your professional success stems from intra and interpersonal communication skills. It is not at all a technical acumen alone. In industry, you will seldom work in isolation. Like you will brainstorm because your ideas are different from other ideas. So, what you will do, you will brainstorm with your teammates, present to your stakeholders, and negotiate requirements with the clients, whatever you need. Here, the major part you're going to take up is how much ever the technical knowledge you have that serves only for the 50%, and the remaining 50% builds on this. If you cannot articulate the value of your design, or if you cannot interpret the your design work, or if you cannot give a proper feedback on whatever you work you received, even the most brilliant innovation, though it is with you, it may go unnoticed or unimplemented. So the entire work will get in vain. So for example, I'm going to talk about like in our recent campus drives, you might have experienced this. Whatever the campus drives, you will have it in your college or in your organization. You might have experienced this with it, that people who have attended interviews with you, though they have less CGPA or equal CGPA with you, people who are having a great communication skill, who can express their ideas in a clear and structured way, they will get the call letters immediately. And then their immediate work, they'll ask, the organization will ask them to join quick, though you have same CGPA, but the other person is able to express their ideas, is able to cope up with the team very easily. That's the reason. That is the skill. That's the soft skill. That's the interpersonal skill. Makes the graduate to get the call letter very quick. And then coming to the role of communication is like, let us talk about, because once you join in the organization, you got the call letter and you join in the organization. So in that, where you have to give the technical presentations, it's not a classroom. Whatever you speak or however the way you speak, your language or your words can be interpreted by the teacher. In a classroom, it happens. But whereas in a workplace, you have to clearly project your idea to the team at a conference. In that case, you're not supposed to beat around the bush. You're supposed to be very clear, concise, to the point, explain the things to the team. Then it would be appreciated. So whenever it comes to the pitching your ideas, you're supposed to be very clear and to the point. Coming to the this will happen only like whenever at times it happens that your ideas can be conveyed through mails or reports. So whenever you are giving email or whenever you are sending a report to your manager or to your clients, so your writing, I mean the words, the sentences should be clear and it should be understand at a glance. If we want to talk about how to draft an email, how to write a report and all, that is a separate and a vast area which we will be discussed in later days when we find time. And working in cross-functional teams, especially for to design or to procurement of the marketing, each with their, like, you need a certain vocabulary. See, the day-to-day vocabulary, whatever you use it in your day-to-day communication, will not work out there. It has separate jargon. So those words you have to collect it and you need to use them. Also, you need to remember that your client and your stakeholders plays very major role and they are very important to you. You are not supposed to lose them. So in place of, or in the time of practicing or in the time of entertaining your client or stakeholder at your organization, your participation in meetings, the way you negotiate the timelines, the way you take up, how you take up the budgets, and the way you take up the specifications plays a key role, because all these scenarios demands precise and confident communication. So communication, whenever we are talking about communication expressing your ideas and all, right, communication is not only verbal, it also goes with the verbal, non-verbal, listening and speaking. Coming to the verbal, speaking very clearly, your words, your language, your sentences are supposed to be very clear. So while you are expressing your ideas, it matters a lot. Your tone matters a lot, your pace matters a lot, and the choice of words matters a lot. And also, you are supposed to see, where I have already told that you are supposed to aim for clarity. Do not overload your audience with the jargon. Yes, you are supposed to use the jargon, whatever is suitable in that to that professional environment or to that professional path, but you are not supposed to overload your words or sentences with the jargon. You also see that there are people who will be waiting or who might not know all the words which are related to that particular uh, profession. So you need to be very careful. So in that, what you need to do is, before you're going to talk about your project, before you're going to explain your what your idea is, better you explain the project or your idea to someone who is in the other department, not in your department, not in your field, because stakeholders are going to be very different. So you can talk to the people who are in the other department. If they are able to understand your idea in a clear way, definitely you will get success. So, and then talk about the non-verbal communication. What is non-verbal communication? Non-verbal communication is the communication where we will not use any words, like by word, using our tone and all. So here, the body language, eye contact, your posture, your gestures, and will convey what your ideas are, how your reaction is to that, whether you are paying attention to the information whatever they are giving it or not. Also, your body language talks about, means the non-verbal clues are very important in an organization. Whatever is running in your mind, you are supposed to express a confident note in your face. If you express that confident note in your face, your openness will be appreciated by the organization. Or else they feel that you are very low confident and you are not suitable to take up that particular project. So your stakeholders might not be happy with your non-verbal language, though your verbal communication is proper. If your non-verbal communication is not an appropriate way, it gives the sign either that you are rude or you are low confident in taking up that project. That's the reason you are supposed to be very clear or very specific and very you have to pay the attention, especially whenever you are giving the gestures. For that, because at times it happens, because it could be a person's mannerism or a person's habit makes us to do certain actions and the certain justice, sorry, to give certain justice in a formal meeting also. So this needs a clear practice. For example, if you're going to deliver a meeting in an hour or in a half an hour or so, so you have to record, you have to practice that, and you have to record that particular presentation at your personal level, and you check whether what you check whether you have any distracting gestures while you are speaking, so that at least you will have scope to avoid those distracting gestures while you are speaking, and you will have you will find some time to adjust your posture. Another important concept is listening. Truly, people say that hearing is listening, but there is a lot of difference between hearing and listening, as you already know it. So to talk to your peers on this, and because as a famous quote, you already know that a good listener can become a good speaker. If you want to speak or if you want to express your ideas in an appropriate way, you should listen to them. You should listen to your clients, or you should listen to the people. Then only you can paraphrase back, or you can express your idea, or you can give suggestion, or you can give a right feedback in a meeting. That's how attentive listening is very important. The other communication skill which is very important, that is in terms of writing, because as a student, you're all habituated to organize or to write documents with headings, subheadings, bullet points, blah blah blah, and it is of like, if you are given a time, you will be able to prepare a 30 pages of document. But this 30 pages of document, whenever you come to the career or whenever you come to the employment, or whenever as an employee, this 30 page of document has to be concised in 2 page of document, wherein your points are supposed to be very clear, concise, concise language you have to use, and wherein the important aspect which you have to keep it in your mind is that readers, especially, you have to keep your reader in your mind. Readers can skim and absorb the content of it very quickly. So that's the reason writing plays major role as part of communication skills. Coming to the bridging the gap between classroom to career, because all the time, if you can check it in your classroom, you in your college, because the college or an organization like where we are studying it right now, so all the time our focus is measured as a student. Our focus is measured by grades, lab records, lab reports, exams. This is how our knowledge is being measured. But whenever it comes to the industry, whenever it comes to the organization, you are a different person here. You are not the student, the same old student over there, wherein for your performance the grades can be given. So your rewards can come to you as part of collaborative work. How what kind of collaborative skills you have it, and your leadership qualities, your leadership skills, and how your problem solving skills are working in a team, as a team, what your problem solving skills are. See, your technical knowledge or your technical skills or your subject knowledge all the time can give the ideas. That is okay. An idea, yes, you have developed, but this idea has to be represented, this idea has to be conveyed to others in an appropriate way. To convey that idea, this particular communication skills will be helpful in getting the solutions and to get funding or to scale or measure in an appropriate way. Because, as I said, there is a gap. That gap has to be filled by this proper communication skills, because your technical expertise is one side, that is what you learned it in your classroom, and the other side, the real world impact. This particular gap has to be filled, and this particular gap, as a bridge, the communication skills whatever you have will act. For example, if you take in your college, your report or your CGPA ends with a 90 percentage or 100 percentage or 9 CGPA, whatever is it. In industry, your report's clarity determines whether you're going to get the project of 10 lakh or 20 lakh. So, well, if you're able to express your idea in an appropriate in a clear way, that project will come to you, so that that project fund of 10 lakh or 20 lakh, whatever is it, that's the reward you are getting it. So here your CGPA never works out. Of course, I'm telling you, subject knowledge is very important here to build up your ideas. Okay, and here your expertise, your real world impact, how this is the community. If you're able to communicate appropriately, you will get that project of 10 lakh or so. So that's how it is very important. And then you can take another example, like in a classroom, as I already said, you submit a 30-page document and you are supposed to make it as a 2-page document, because here the security metrics, cost savings, and development timelines, all this will be there in your real time, and as an employee, you have to work on it. Coming to the key communication skills, whatever we have it, the yeah, these are all the key communication skills we are supposed to have, we are supposed to build up. And as of now, we talked about how to build, how to fill the gap, what is the major instrument to fill the gap from classroom to corporate. So, common communication barriers we have. So, initially, every person has this communication barrier. One is the fear of public speaking, speaking to the others is really a difficult task. I can speak to my peers or I can speak to my colleagues, I can speak to my relatives, but I cannot address. I can speak to them because however my pace is, whatever the words I'm using, my relatives, my family members can understand, or my friends can understand. But how the other people will receive, that is what the fear major students are having, especially in 21st century. Though they have the great subject knowledge, they are not able to connect their ideas to a group of people. Many, you can check it, most of the in many organizations, most of the professionals, they freeze at the thought of presenting. So that is not supposed to be happen. Whenever you want to give, you want to address people, start practicing at your, like, you express your idea with your friends, or you express your idea to a group of people who are not known to you, so that if they are able to understand your concept, yes, you are a good presenter. So to avoid this, what I ask you is, at your college, at your organization, try to volunteer to present, grab the opportunities. Whenever you get the chance to present, you start presenting your ideas, because there it may be a small group and a known group to you, and that's how slowly you can habituate. Initially, you start with 2 minutes speaking to them, that's giving a presentation. Then you start make it 3 or 4 or 5. Once you make a habit of it, definitely you will get success. For example, you might have in your colleges, you might have the Toastmaster clubs, and your drama clubs, like which has been conducted by the literature department or language department. You can happily go there and give your names, try speaking, because classrooms are the best labs for us to develop communication skills. Apart from this, language proficiency is also very important. Even if you can check, the native speaker also stumble over technical terminology. So at times, what happens, we are not able to use appropriate jargon to the people to express our ideas, people who are in that particular field. So initially, you have to grab the appropriate jargon related to the particular profession and try to present them whenever it is necessary. On the other hand, I'm not asking every time you can use the same jargon. See, you have to check with your audience, or you have to check with your people whom you are talking to. Based on that, you can use the words. So while writing also, language proficiency matters a lot. At times, what happens, we can speak very fluently, but we cannot write a sentence, an appropriate, grammatically correct sentence. So this is the problem where major students are facing. So for that, what I can suggest you is, in recent times you have Grammarly, or you have, which is available as an AI tool. So you can use that. There are several writing tips to improve the writing. There are several tips which we have to follow, so that we will discuss them later. And also, to speak or to talk about, you have to draft the emails before sending. You just check it twice or thrice, and see that if your email has any unnecessary information, try avoiding it. See that you are directly hitting the point, or then send. Also, each discipline, as I said, has its jargon, so use it at a particular place wherever it is necessary. So I would like to talk about how one's communication skills, like the strategies to overcome each barrier. So as I already suggested you, that enroll in a public speaking club like Toastmasters, or campus debate societies, or literature related clubs, or language related clubs, because these clubs gives the opportunity to you without any expectations. Initially, you can learn a lot from these clubs and can build the confidence. Also take part in group discussions and technical workshops. Try volunteering to lead any event. That's how, because book knowledge or the subject knowledge, yes, you have it, that is in your brain. But once you put it in practice, once you keep it as a practical thing, then definitely you will learn, and that work will get habituated. Try writing every day, one or two sentences at least. The best suggestion I can give you is, you all might have your Insta IDs, or your all you can start a blog to express your ideas, so that in a reply, if your idea is very complex, people can suggest you how it can be simplified, or else you can generate ideas with the help of how peers are posting it. Like, you all might have the accounts of LinkedIn, Insta. All this helps you to uh, express or to keep your ideas, to present your ideas to the world in a social platform. Also, ask your friends, faculty, or a professional mentors to critique your presentations. See, criticizing a presentation, accepting the criticism is really a great job. There your learning starts. Consistent practice and honest feedbacks are your fastest path to mastery. So, here you are supposed to be very clever, and you are supposed to approach the people who are giving honest feedback to you on your work. There are some people who will mislead. Please try to avoid them and see that who are giving the honest feedback on your work. Try reach them and find out, as I already said, they are the fastest path to reach the mastery over whatever you wanted to take, whatever you wanted to get it. Yes, that's all. So the key takeaways of this session is that soft skills matters a lot. Your ability to speak, listen, write, and read nonverbal cues will often determine who leads to the projects and who gets promoted. So that's how the communication skills plays a critical and crucial role apart from your technical skills. Even the best technical solutions needs clear storytelling to gain support. So it is not that how whether it is your idea or not, the way your career growth always depends upon how you present your ideas, how you organize it. So you always keep remember that. And then the habits you build it in your college or in your organization, like writing journals, speaking up in class, joining in the clubs, definitely they give you a lot of joy whenever you are doing your academics. And especially they will help you, they will pay dividends in your first job and beyond. These are the skills, whatever we learn it as part of academics, will gives us in future a lot of dividends. Maybe now, while you are participating in a club, while you are presenting a topic to your peers, might not be able to understand how it is going to help you in a day, a particular day. That is the only thing which pays you, which gives you a high remuneration in your life. So, as we leave today's session, remember that every conversation, email, and presentation is an opportunity to showcase not just your technical knowledge, but your ability to connect, persuade, and inspire. Challenge yourself this week to practice one communication skill, whether it is refining your ideas in an appropriate way, where you are writing a clear status update, or actively listening to your next group discussion. Treat feedback as a gift. That is the best gift. Whatever the feedback we are getting it in our lives while we are developing, that's the best gift we are receiving it in our life. Seek it out, reflect on it, and use it to grow by making small, consistent improvements. You will build the confidence and clarity that set great professionals apart from your classroom. That's how you can see yourself as a great employee beyond, like after as being a student. I hope I tell you, that's all for the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Lakshmi. Can you stop sharing the screen? Thank you, Lakshmi, ma'am. It was a wonderful session. You spoke, no, it was very simple, and you gave a lot of tips and techniques how they can make their life better, and how they can be successful from college to the corporates. The journey you spoke, and also what are the things that they need to do practically. The feedback about communication skills, about presentation skills, how they can make themselves experience the things and make their life more better. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video, and I thank all the viewers who have been watching this video. I thank special thanks to Lakshmi ma'am for
Thank you.
making your time and sharing your knowledge with the upcoming students to be successful in their corporate world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.